Alright, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to install roof rails on top of this 2013 Buick Enclave. 2013, so there you can clearly see that it doesn't have any cross rails. So what I bought is the GM factory cross rails here. Here we have a front and rear cross rail. The rear one is shorter, so that one right there is the rear. The longer one is the front. And then here are some accessories that come with it, or the necessary hardware. We have, what are these? The access covers. It comes with a little Torx wrench. These are some slider block assemblies, some tabs, some screws, and some fasteners. So they also give you instructions, so I'm gonna show you how to follow them. I mean, they give you pictures, but also, you know, video of where exactly it's going on the Buick. Works great. So let's put it on. So step one says remove rear end side rail covers. All right. So here are the rear end little covers you need to take off. Here, this is the back end. You can see where this cover needs to come off. Also at the front end, kind of already took part of it off, but here you can see the front end here. And what I did was, can you see it? Can't really tell. Kind of just grabbed right here and just like lifted it up. And they're snapped into place, so just go ahead and continue to do that. And there you go. And you can see that's how they are snapped in right there. Let's go ahead and do that on all the other sides. There should be 4 of them, and I'll go ahead and do that right now. Alright, now that I got all 4 of them off, you can see here, let's find out what the next step is. So step number 2, let's see, what's it say here? Let's get out of the sun. Place tap plank into slider block slot and slide into side rear channel. Make sure the left hand slider is on the driver's side of the vehicle and the arrow is facing the front of the vehicle. Repeat on both sides until 2 slider blocks are in each side rail. Alright, so these sliders, they are unidirectional. So you can see here that that arrow is pointing in this direction, which means it needs to be facing the front of the vehicle. So if I was to put these sliders in like this, that means that needs to face the front of the vehicle. So let's say this is the driver's side, and then this looks like it's the passenger side, because if I go like this, that means the arrows have to point to the front. So this will be the driver's side, this will be the passenger side, and it looks like I need to place these little tab things right here on the inside of them. And there's little holes in here where it looks like they fit. So just go ahead and kind of fit them in there. And they don't seem to be cut in a very flat fashion. So I guess find ones that'll fit in there and just stick them in there. And they should be good to go, I hope. Some of these are really curved. So just find ones that fit. Kind of stuff them in there. There you go. Alright, and let's go fit them in there. So these driver's side ones, they are going to fit in on the back side, and you're going to push them up. So both of these are going to fit through this little slider right here. See if I can back up. So just fit it in there. Should fit. Right. Doesn't want to fit well. Hold on just a sec. Alright, I apologize. I think I mixed them up. As I was putting these rails on, I noticed that this side right here had to go into the actual railing itself. I was trying to smush it in with this, and there's a tab right here that prevented it from going further, so I was like, oh, that doesn't work. So this side, the long side with the actual tabs, they need to go on the inside of the railing, and they should fit in just like that. So now this side will be on the driver's side, this side will be on the passenger side, and we should be good to go. And if we look at that picture, it kind of looks like that. Notice that there's like a front little thing here. That looks like this. So that needs to go on the inside of the rail, while this arrow part will be on the outside facing the driver's side, or facing the front. So these will be on the driver's side. So let's go do that right now. And I'll actually do it real quick so I could show you it. All right, so let's go ahead and put this in here. Oh yeah, perfect. Just like that. Oh yeah, there you go. A lot smoother. Let's go ahead and put both of them in, because one's going to be for the back side, one's going to be for the front side. Ooh, and here's a problem. Some of these tabs here are too big to fit. I don't know if I want to smush them. Hold on. Alright, there you go. I made it in. I pushed it in. All I did was I flipped it. If it's too big, and if you pull it out, and if you look, and if the holes don't line up very well, then go ahead and flip them and see if they fit better. And I did, and this one seemed to fit. And it just goes right in. So go ahead and push that up, and then let's do it on the other side. Alright. Alright, here we are on the other side. So go ahead and just put it in. Again, get that little tab thing in there. Oh, how dare you. You never want to work. Alright, let me finagle this with 2 hands. Alright, I finagled them both in there. One thing that I found was I actually had to lift this lip right there. Just lift it a little bit, it'll give you enough room to push in the tab. So go ahead, lift that up. All you need is a little bit of room, and then it should push through, which I got both of them too. So go ahead and push that down, and then that'll be where your crossbars are going to stay. Alright, so let's find out what the next step is. Alright, steps 3 and 4 says replace rear and side rail covers. Okay, so we'll put those back on. Place front cross rail support slots onto black slider block and install front screw into front hole. Okay, so there's a tab right there that I pointed out earlier that this part of the cross rails, I guess, should fit into. Makes sense. So that's where it's going to be. Then it says once that's in place, go ahead and we'll put some screws in there and install front screw into front hole. Why doesn't it want me to do the back screw? How many screws do we have? We have 8 screws. Oh, that must be where the front tabs go. Front tabs must go on the other portion of it. So we'll have, since we have 8 screws, 1 screw is going to go into the cross rail, One screw is going to go onto the top of the cover, the chrome cover down there. And we have the front fastener, which probably goes on, can you focus? Which goes onto the other front portion, which is probably that right there. Focus, right there. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. We may have to push those cross rails to where the front, which is the longer portion, will have to meet on both sides. And I believe right here on one of them, it's adjustable, so you can move it in or out, so you could be adjust like an inch or two. So let's go ahead and put this on, and oh, that's the back one. Let's put the front one on. Putting these cross rails on are actually pretty simple. Let's go ahead and kind of match it up where it used to be and kind of just push down on it. There you go, and it should snap into place. And I did that to all four. Now I'm going to put on the crossbar. So go ahead and grab your little slider bars and put them where they need to be. And I'm going to do it on the other side. Alright, one problem that I was having when I was trying to put that top cross rail on is when I was trying to put the screws in to the actual slider bars. If you could see here, let's see if this thing could focus. Come on. Let's see if you could focus here. Anyways, you see how that bar right there, it's not completely straight, not as straight as that one. That's going to be an issue because these screws don't have any play. So you need to shave down that bar and cut a hole, or make that hole almost perfect. So right now I'm shaving it down, and I'm also using a bolt cutter to actually shave it down. I shaved a little piece off, you can see right there, and that's all I'm going to do to align that hole up. So alright, as you put on the crossbars, you see there, this little notch right there, that'll fit onto that little bump right there that you see. So it'll fit on right there, and it'll line up, the holes will match. Also, you'll see, it'll say, this is RH right here for right hand, and then it also says RH right there. You can barely see it, but right hand side. So this will match. So then you just line it up and then put in the screw. It goes in right there. So the ones that the screws that will go on there are the ones that have just a giant hole in there. The other screws will look like this. There'll be like a little indent on the tip of it. Don't use those ones. These are a lot thicker too. The thicker ones will go onto the top. So just use the thinner ones. They also have a mark at the end. So go ahead and put it in there and then screw it in. Alright, I need 2 hands for this. So once you put in all 4 of the front screws on each of the cross rails, you are going to put on these covers, and they'll just fit over just like this. And then that hole will line up, and then we'll put in the locking ones. So I'm gonna do these 2. I'm gonna use these screws, and then we should be good to go. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright, now that I have all 4 of these covers on, you can see that this actually moves, and that's what these are for. You put these on the back, you screw them in, and these are your locking tabs. And this should lock the rail into place, so it shouldn't move. So once you find it, once you put it in a nice good spot, just go ahead and